Yo, 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 what is up, my people? People. What's poppin'? How are we doing on this fine Monday night? I'm actually really shocked my camera worked, so that's positive. Throw these bad boys on. I feel like this is gonna get me popped. Oh well. One day I'm going to have a stream where I don't get popped. It's gonna be great. Try to get some of these thingies figured out. Yeah. Trying to get off of the late night espresso shots. But anyways, I also don't know why I came in super energetic, but all right. I thought I was prepared, but I wasn't. So all my stuff closed out. um Yeah, so tonight, didn't really feel like making music or anything like that. If anything, that sort of has killed the streams every time I've attempted to do that. So tonight, I just kind of wanted to focus more on the other side of things, and then start actually working on like content and stuff like that. Um, I don't even know why I'm talking like a valley girl right now. That's crazy. Um, but other than that, it's kind of the plan and the stuff and the things that I got. I do have to say, after the last stream, it was kind of interesting to. Oh snap! I forgot. I gotta carry the music over. No wonder it sounds dead. Duh. Uno momento, por favor. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out all of the settings and whatnot. If anything, I should probably drag it in. Matter. There we go. Okay, so we fixed that. Because if I don't do it now, I'm gonna completely forget and whatnot. But I did what I was on track of saying. It was actually kind of interesting to kind of see the fallout of everyone's takes on Timberland and his AI, and yeah, it's quite interesting to kind of see people's reaction. And obviously there's some things that I don't know about Timberland. I also didn't know he has whatever perception that people have of him already, but it is interesting to see like so many people really kind of like hateful about kind of the whole AI thing. And the other thing that was interesting was that he said, maybe I heard it wrong, but it was for, I think it was, before I say it, let me look it up first. Oh, Music Business Worldwide. Thank you. Da, 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 da. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. So, I didn't know he was a part of Beat Club. So that's actually kind of interesting. Okay, so that I can kind of see where people were starting to get that angle of him. But the interesting part that I think, okay, so it was said somewhere in here, but I think what I read was that it's not supposed to be like an artist. It's supposed to be for like movies and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm not seeing it in this article, so I'm thinking it's in that stream that he did, that live. But yeah, I didn't know he was a part of the I did not know he was a part of the beat thing. That's kind of interesting. In WWE news, I love that they are really giving Ron Killings is his real name, but R-Truth a real run, and they've made him deadly serious, so that's cool. And then in soccer news, Ronaldo is just showing why Ronaldo is the best. Outside of that, though, in music world, I shall say, I'm not really seeing anything else in music world, which is interesting. So yeah, I don't see anything. So yeah, I don't know. Everything seems to be really dead, which is really interesting during the summer, which is supposed to be everything is popping off. The only thing I did see that was kind of like funny was the Fisher thing coming from the ceiling. Also, I do not know why I'm so burpy, so I apologize. But yeah, that Fisher thing. I wonder if I can find it. Him coming down from the ceiling. I was kind of like, oh, where? Yeah, here it is. Shut up. They have Fisher coming down from the ceiling. I'm like, okay, so we're at joke levels at this point. Okay. Got it. It's such a joke. Like, I don't even know what this is supposed to... I don't even understand it. It's like... You know what it kind of looks like? It looks like a play at like an elementary school. Look at that. It looks like a play at an elementary school. I don't understand. I don't understand that at all. But I saw that and that was kind of funny. But yeah, that's the only other thing that I saw in music world that I cared about. So, or not really cared about, but saw that was kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's just everything in music is not really crossing my feed as much, which is kind of a shocker because it's like that's all my feeds are geared towards. So and I also want to say again that Threads is the worst, so So we did have a question in the server, and the question was kind of built around like my thoughts of like collabing or let me read the actual question. And this is from Mirabu in the chat. So, how about thoughts on collabing? Like, do you think collabing with bigger slash smaller artists to get more attention early on, or would that be something to do once you're already somewhat established? And so I'm actually one of the worst people in the world to ask about collabing because I hate collabing as it is. I know why people do it, and I know the business side of it, but I'm a control freak, and when I can't control things, I tend to just not care. And the only people that I've ever had a decent experience with collabing on something is doing it with a person that me and the person are on, like, we're on the same level. And I don't mean like level in terms of like producing or like star level or anything like that. Also, is this delayed? It looks delayed. Let me do something. Okay, are we here? Okay, we're synced again. I don't know why that looked very unsynced. But I think that when it comes down to collabing, I think the person that you have to collab with, you kind of have to have some sort of decent relationship with that person. Because a lot of it is trusting and a lot of it is back and forth to where you guys are girls or people, I shall say, are working on a project together, and that project like hinders on both of y'all. It hinders on both of y'all coming to the table and really working, but it also is a lot of balancing. So if you guys aren't balancing right when you work together, then 9 times out of 10 that project isn't gonna either come out or it won't really hit as hard because it's all like relationship based. And I think it's just one of those things that if you collab with someone and the intent isn't there, then it just doesn't go anywhere. And so I think that unless you're someone that wants to work on a project that I think you want to have fun with it, I think that's a perfect way to go about it. If you are wanting to just learn from the other person, I think that that's a fun way to learn. Kind of like give and go on a project and just see what's been done. But I think if you're working on a project for, XYZ reasons and the track has no intention to do anything, I kind of think it's sort of like a useless thing, personally. I think once you get to a certain level, that thinking does have to turn off because now we switch into business mode. And business mode is about breaking into bubbles and how to expand the name. So I think that if you're going to try to figure out a way to break outside of your bubble, that's a perfect way to do so. Now, when the way that I read the question was, do you collabing with a bigger or smaller artist? It generally depends on what is going on and what do I gain out of it. And what I mean is that if I don't gain anything out of this situation, or this does not help me move in a way, then I don't really see what the point is. Now, is this someone that maybe I get along with really, really well, and maybe this is something that can take up some of the things that I need to fill out a quota? Maybe. But I think that, turning down a collab with a bigger person will always look bad because, A, who are you to turn down a collab, right? But it's more so an opportunity to just use it as kind of like a introduction to other people. Kind of like what I've been saying, like every stream now, it feels like that every song to a fan is more of like a business card. It's more of like an introduction to your world. And so I think that if you're collabing with someone, you kind of get the credibility, kind of like the nudge nudge. Hey, this person, I know them. They're really, really well. Here's their business card, right? And I think that that is kind of the purpose of a collab at that level. It's you're getting the rub of that person. So I think at that point, I don't think not collabing is as not worth doing. Well, would you like it? Probably not. Like for me, for instance, I would probably hate it, but I would get through it. Kind of like that necessary evil type of deal. But again, it just depends on what do you have going on and how much time is it going to take away from yourself. I have seen artists that I was friends with and we were all in the same circle with do a collab, and it completely went left. One of them quit music and the other one ended up on a bigger label. Um, you know, it's just one of those things to where everybody's got to be on the same page, and if you guys do not end up on the same page, it just does not work. It doesn't work. Things go bad, relationships go bad, and it's bad all around. So I think that I would definitely say that once you start building your own following and you start building up your own audience and you start having that, I think at that point that's something that I would look into, but not early on. Unless you are doing it for educational purposes or you don't take any of this serious and you just want to have fun. I think all of that is cool, and that's kind of what I think about collabing. Because I mean, the other side of it too. I was in another chat. I was in another chat, and you know, one of the things that I saw was, you know, I guess it was multiple people in this collab or something like that. I don't know what the details are, but you know, one of them said that we need to go get our track uh, professionally mixed, which I was like question mark, but we need to get our track professionally mixed and mastered. So we need to pay someone to go do that, and everybody's gonna have to pitch in, and it's gonna be $150. And it's like, I mean, I don't know why people would say I need to go get my track professionally mixed and mastered if it's not going anywhere. And what I mean is, like, if it's not like an actual release, like, you don't need to pay to go get your track mixed and mastered. That's dumb to me. Um uh but that's one of those things where it's like, if you didn't have that conversation early on, right? And one person is adamant and one person isn't, right? Like, that collab is essentially over. Like, it's dead in the water that it it didn't happen. Um, so again, the communication part of that is really really important to work with someone that, you know, has more so an understanding, because a lot of it is push and pull. Like, some things, if you're a control freak like me, um, some things you're just like, I'm so 100% on this one thing that it's just, you know what I mean? I'm not budging. This is the one thing that I'm standing on. And, you know, as the other person, it's like, is this something that I really care about, or is this something that we can keep moving on and then do what I want to do later? It's up for you to decide that. But I just don't like working with people. I'm just, again, too much of a control freak. I just don't. I'm just. I don't know. I'm too. I don't like working with people, but. But yeah, so that's kind of what I think about collabs. I think when they work, they're magical, and when they don't, they just don't. I think the other one that I use as a reference for collabs is the what was it, the Dead Mouse and Mr. Bill one, where a lot of people are like, you know, what was it? Who did what on it? And then it's just a lot of ha ha ha, you know, type of deals, and it's like, okay, well, what did the other person do? You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know. It can be really really interesting. So, but also really understanding. That's the most important part. Man, the world really does hate them all. Even as a Real Madrid fan, I find the hate really interesting. Like, the kid is like 17. But also kind of in like nerd gamer news, they have a I mean, I guess all the game, I mean, we don't have expos anymore, but like all the game kind of like, I don't even want to call them festivals, but the showcases are starting to roll out all of these games and whatnot. And the only one that has been constantly on my feed nonstop is the Resident Evil 9. And why? I have no earthly idea, but apparently that's the one that people really really enjoy. And as someone that also really likes Resident Evil, I kind of don't understand why people are freaking out about it. I can tell that they're doing a lot of like throwbacks to the old kind of vintage PS2, PS1 games. But outside of that, I'm like, there's really nothing special about it. As of yet, I think. I guess you could say it's because they're going back to Raccoon City, but you know, whatever. Yeah, everything just seems really dead, so. Yeah, no drama, no nothing. Lame. Okay. So let's get into like the other things that I wanted to do tonight. Let's try this because the last time I tried to do anything in Photoshop, it did not come out properly. So, and let me Google one other thing. And I think I'm going to be really productive tonight. I'm going to finally buy containers for all my stuff. Because I'm tired of it being like right there, you know? Instagram's new size. Okay, 4-5. That's the new size. So let's change this to leave that there. I think also this sort of thing is important whenever you are working with trying to make content. And if you use Canva and all that stuff, that's kind of already done for you, which is nice. Let's see if we can find Instagram. Nope, definitely not what I want. Okay. Ooh, I need to stop putting off working on my website. But that day is not today. I think my main thing that I really want is like to make a template. Okay, so let's just leave this here because I feel like I should be in the clear, but who knows? All right, let's close this out and then let's go over to let's try Ableton. Oh, that's the audio. Let's change this and then get Photoshop. Unless it doesn't want to work, because there's always that possibility. There we go. We're just gonna have to do it this way. Yeah, that'll work. I will take that. So we have our template. There we go. And because going off of our conversation from last stream, I don't know why I closed that. That was so dumb. One of the things that I wanted to do was to keep working on my curation. My curation and all that stuff for putting out new music that I'm loving or vibing with or whatever. So let's go ahead and grab something that I've been vibing to lately. Let's do the Tell Me More EP. I've had that on rotation quite a lot. So let's go ahead and grab this. Let's paste this in here. And then we're going to use this as our like kind of like thing, okay? And then let's go ahead and put on a grid. And let's do about, let's actually make one. View, yeah, guides. New guides, nope. Let's do poster layout. And let's do 4 by 3. 4 by 4, 4 by 5. 4 by 10. Let's do this to be 3. No, let's go back. Let's make this 30. And then this 30. Okay. All right. So the other thing also is we got to make sure That we somehow stay within our fonts that we love. All right, let's change this black to back to black. Let's justify this. And then let's say we call this doll selections. Say hi, Discord. I feel like, what if we put this like right in the middle? Something like right here. And I kind of hate that name, so I'm going to probably change that. But for now, we keep it. Or maybe we do something like this. Because also an interesting question would be, what is like content that actually gets you kind of like intrigued? Like, what is content that actually makes you want to click on something, or along the lines of something that gets you engaged? Because I think a lot of people kind of start and stop with I think a lot of people start and stop with almost like just doom scrolling and reading or watching a video, you know? But I think the more interesting thing is the more interesting aspects are what actually gets you to click and read a post. I think that part of the science, it's pretty interesting. Also, I don't know why I can't talk tonight. I don't know what's going on. I just feel like off, you know? I wrote down a name somewhere. Where's it at? Oh, I know what it was. It's where's it at? I hate my notes. Unstrung. I think it was unstrung curation. I think that's what it was. So let's change that. Unstrung curation. Let's get this like right here. Or maybe we put it like right there. And then we got to go to the logos, grab the logos. Wrong. Go to Ragdoll TK, go to 2024. Yeah. Grab the VHS, bang. Okay, so we got this, right? And this looks ugly, so we kind of want to put this somewhere almost to where it kind of is out of the way. Why is it not copying? Oh. Oh my god, bro. Okay, so we have this one too. So we also can just put this one like right here. Right? And then one of my new favorite thing is called this distressor. And it's like magic. It's absolute magic. So if you're ever needing anything to do like distressing things, this is it right here. So I've been trying to play with it a little bit more as of late. It looks really good on words. Like if we were to do like the words, check this out. Personally, my favorite one right now is Stamp Ink Copier. Copier is really good too. And then if like you don't want to get too crazy, you can lower it. Or if you're like, I just want to go nuts with it, it does like everything. It's super, super awesome. But let's try Stamp. And then let's bring this down a bit. It's 2. Bless me, I do not know what's going on. I hope I'm not getting sick, because that would be a catastrophe. And then I also got this new thing I wanted to try out. I got a couple of new things. One of them I forgot to download, so I can't do that right now. But let's try this. Great. This is what I get for not reading the instructions. I want to try this, but I also don't want to look like a giant idiot, which is already going to happen, but oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so let's get this, and then we got brushes. Highlight brushes, yeah, highlight. And one of these, and then let's lower this. Okay, so I'm thinking like right here, and then I'm thinking maybe here, and then like right there. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, I did that. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. That's actually not what I meant to press. I meant to press this. Okay, so let's go to downloads. Let's go to the one I really wanted to do was Dither Boy. That was the one I was like, I need this in my life. Oh, I already did it. Sick. Stop. Yeah, I can't do it right now. Also, don't you all hate whenever things are supposed to be easy and then you go in and it's like it's never easy? I hate that. And I hate whenever you do things exactly like how people do it and it just doesn't work. It is one of the most annoying things on this planet. Okay, let's try this again. So, and then if it doesn't work after this, I give up. And then we're going to go back to this. And let's make this a little bit, let's use this one. It's a little too big. Okay. So what did I do? I did like right here. I did like right here. I did like, let me do one underneath it. And then let's do one right here. Oh, I did it. Okay. Like right there. And then let's see what this looks like. Oh, it did do a little bit. Okay. Okay, so maybe let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And then let's do something big. Let's just get insane with it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's do this right here. Give that some... Also, let's not use this brush. Let's use this brush. Okay. Oh, snap. Let's go down to here. Let's do this star. Let's do that right there. Bang. And then let's drag that right there. Okay. Okay, I feel like this is going to be really bad, but it's fine. It's fine. It's what experimenting is all about. We just figure this out. Oh my god. It's gone. Okay, let's try one more time. Crap. Okay, so definitely like right here. Definitely the star, definitely that star. And then right here. All right, and then let's try this again. Let's try like right there. Also, what's up with Twitch and like bots? Ooh. Ooh. That's a little bit too dramatic, but yeah, if I was going crazy with it, that would be it. Okay. So like we do have that option. Like I said, I just wanted to try that out. Just because why not? And let me turn this down. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. There we go. Okay. Now that's gone. I would do it on stream, but that's not happening right now. All right, so let's go back to this. Okay, so we have this. Oh, crap. Oh, I may have deleted the wrong one. Okay, so let's copy this image again. Let's bring it back over. All right, so I think the most important thing is like we have this as the focus, right? But I kind of also want to like destroy it because I think that it also is not going to fit in with the current design that we have. So I also want to try this. And I want to do gradient blur over it. Except I would like to have the thing, thanks. All right, maybe that effect will not help me right now. All right. Like I wonder if being extra dramatic works in my favor. So like we have it here. Because again, I want to play around with this grid, but maybe I'm just not using the right one. Let's try this one. See how this one works. And also, I want to destroy this real quick. Ooh, maybe we do this one. Let's see if this works. Just to give it a little bit of a pop, just a tiny bit. Let me pick a color. Maybe this is gonna help me. All right, this is not working out either. Okay, let's quit. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it tonight. I don't know what's going on. That would be cool if that was actually useful, but all right. There we go. This thing is really bailing me out for certain things. Doesn't look great, but it's gonna at least do something for my brain. I could use this too. All right, let me log in real quick. If I remember the password, that's the key. That's the key. Oh. All right, it's not the password. Let me see if I can find my password. What is it? Black market. Crap. I don't not know why I can never remember what the password is to this. Okay, so I was somewhat on track. All right, here we go. And I re-deleted it again, bro. Also, I'm like over the song, and it probably got me copyrighted. Okay. Let's do this. This thing has got me out of so many different troubles in my life. It's actually kind of insane. It just is insane. And I can't get it to work on my Mac anymore, or my laptop, and it makes me so sad. Okay. Oh, we can't play this either. Okay, so I think if we have something like that, that's cooler to me because it's like its own little art piece, right? And then let's put this like right here. I'm feeling like right here is like the spot right there. Maybe like right there. Okay, and then for now, let's just write. I feel like something like this. Vibrant, beautiful, groovy, and then obviously we're gonna have to make this bigger. Let's do 36. And then I'm also feeling like we make this super tight. Oh, that didn't even change anything. Oh, it's probably because it's... my brain is just not working tonight. Okay, groovy. And Yeah, we have that like right there. Because like part of me is like, do we have it right in the center where it like sits like right in the center, and then we base everything else around it? And then maybe we just like distress this too. Like something like that. But we don't use the same. Okay. And then let's see. Because I did see an idea that I kind of liked, and it was like this. Well, it was actually really, really small. But I'm thinking, what if we do something like this? And then also, I need to hide my logo. That's throwing me off. Okay. And then let's hide this too, because that's just not it right now. And maybe we post this like right here for now. Put that right back. Yeah. And then let's do something like we put something like, let me put a placeholder right there. Let me go back to the EP and yeah, okay, so we put tell me more. Tell me more let's get rid of justified too. And let's also not have this like that. Actually, let's have this spread out like this. Okay, so we have that as like the thing, and then let's change the font. I was using, what is it? Paparola or something? And then, maybe we do something like EP. And then I do not know why I'm having such a hard time thinking tonight. Because it's like, again, I want this to be the focal point, but... And I don't feel like this font works either. Where's the, like, something keeps telling me to place it over there. And then... Because I also feel it's a little bit redundant to, like, say it twice. You know what I mean? Bro. Okay. And also, I want to try to not put anything in the center, just because that's so really basic. And I think putting anything on the left side is important. All right, let's think. Let's change the background to like a different color. A little bit too bluey for me. Oh my god. And I also can't see. Everything is just not working with me right now. All right. Okay. I think that the other thing is I need to be inspired. I'm not very inspired right now. I know the thing is you need to go to like... You need to go to Pinterest and all that stuff, but I've never been there. And I don't want to go there. My fallback, as always, is just going to my... Oh, let's go! Gunther won! Woo! I'm such a nerd. Yes, dude. Yes. Let's go. Okay. Going to my bookmarks and then... Okay, because I'll ask y'all. if, ooh, that's cool. Do I need that? No, but I want it. And also my music is just not hitting either. If you were to see some curation stuff, right, and like some of this stuff is like, yeah, would it be cooler to make it like an art piece? Like if we use the cover art as a piece of art, right? And it's like, okay, maybe we do it like this, right? Where it's like you get half of it. And then let's just say, just for like the time's sake, right? I didn't even look at anything. I just pulled it up, saw Gunther one, and then closed it, right? And then let's just say I fill this spot in with like whatever basic text right now, right? And then, oh, that's why it looks so weird. Okay, whatever. And then let's just say we fill this in with like whatever, just for the time being. And then, just for the sake of whatever. Right. And then we apply this distressor so we can kind of have a feel for like, and then we use this as like we use this section as like a write-up or something, right? Maybe it's not a full write-up, but we place that like right over here. And then we put like maybe fave track, tell me more, right? Or maybe we just call it the FT, right? And we put that like right there. And then we like, we like play that like right there or something. And then we like add this. And then we take something like this. And then what was the thing that I had? Get up. Right, and we throw this over here. And then maybe we like have something that like puts more of my thoughts, something, even though it's like small, it's just that detail that's there, right? Okay, so we have that, and then maybe we put the name like right here. Oh, ADB. Oops. DB. And put it like right here. Oh. Damn it. Right, and we put that like right there. Okay, so then let's go into the treasure test. And let's do the things that make things look beautiful. Assets. Designer syndrome. Actually, I lied. Let's go to studio. Let's go to scanner trash, and then let's throw something over the top. and then let's throw something like this over that. And then let's give this like a oh, because that could be another thing. What if everything is black and white? Because I actually need that scanner to pop out. I need that scanner text. Okay. Kind of actually does the opposite. So let's switch that up. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Like, and then also let's throw a little bit of that. And then we could also do something like I always do this wrong too. It's a gradient map. That's really, really dramatic. And I guess also like a trick in branding though is that one of the things you also want to make sure of is that you kind of stay within your colors of your brand. And I think to me that the alternative way of sticking outside of a color of your brand is to make sure that the aesthetics that you're using as long as they kind of match with what you're doing, you can kind of get away with colors. You know, so like for me, it's like the VHS kind of like thing that I'm gonna still get back to. But like you want to make sure that all of those things kind of like click and whatnot. So see, for something like that, that kind of looks like me because it's like we have the we kind of have that grittiness, that ugliness, things that kind of are me, if that makes sense. So we can kind of get away with that. So we're gonna go over to this, and then we're gonna find something that has I mean, it doesn't really matter because we can use whatever we want, right? We can always edit the colors and everything. And then let's throw it. Yeah, and I think that the thing that would be most important is that we just get the words to stick out more than anything. right? And then the other thing possibly we could do is also, so that way we still show love to the artist, we have it to where this is actually over the top, if that makes sense. So that way that still is being affected by all this, right? But this right here at the bottom is still working to our favor. So that actually might be what we do. And then I need to get rid of that gradient because that gradient is not. What is that? Oh, that's the album. Okay, so let's do something cool with this. So like, let's move this up here behind all of this stuff. And then let's do something like, oh, we don't want it. We want it to be like barely alive. Or just like getting the texture. Hold on, I have an idea. What if we do something like this? And then we hide it underneath it. And that way it's actually a part of our texture. That's kind of cool, right? And then maybe we move this down right here. And that way that stays in line. And then the actual album cover becomes the texture. That's kind of hard. Move that over here. I think that's kind of cool. I think we're cooking a little bit. Okay. And then let's see. So we have that like right there. And because I just can't handle not having distressed anything, we have that on there. Maybe not that one. Thank you. Okay. Let's go to press. No, I don't like press. Let's go to halftone. No, definitely not halftone. Weather. Let's try this. Maybe something like that. And then let's see. Because the other thing is we can actually have this like right here. And then I also do want to get rid of this FX on it. All right, for the umpteenth million time, let me grab this cover. And I guess let's make sure it's like centered like right there. Get over like that. And then this, we can go buck wild with it and just like that way it's just unrecognizable at this point, but it's still a cool little texture that's like there. And then let's move this to the top. And we can put this right here. And drag it underneath. And that way the logo is still there. But we also could put the VHS logo over the top. And then this can live here. Now, is it necessary? No. Is it really need to be there? No. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. Okay, so let's do the eye test, because I think as I've been learning, I think grids are important, but then you know, like the eye test is like, how does everything actually fit? You know? Maybe like something like that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like, again, I'm like not in my right mind, so I don't know how this feels to me. Right? And then let's make a copy of this so I don't mess it up again. And then let's say, what if we put both of them underneath? And then this one's like, I want to do something to it, but I don't know what to do. I'm losing my mind. Because I feel like putting it there is cool, right? But like, see, that's too dramatic. And I just want it on this one layer. So that doesn't work. Because I know what it's trying to do. All right, I have some ideas. Hold on. Oh, okay, this is not gonna work, but I just want to try this. Okay, that didn't work. And that is why we have a copy. I've learned my lesson. Okay. Let's try the phaser. That might be cool. Let's see. Macro. What about this? Ooh, that is cool. Okay, so what if we do it like here, right? Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Okay, okay. I think I know. I know what the plan is. I know what the... I think I know what we need to do. But I would have to work on it on a different one and then come back to it. But I think we're cooking finally. What does this do? I love how I have all of this stuff and I have no idea what anything does. I'm just like, does this work? Who knows? It kind of is glowing, actually. I think the only thing I'm actually missing right now is like a VHS kind of feel. Oh wait, I just did that one. Let's try this. Yeah. Ooh, it did exactly what I wanted. Let's go. Woo. All right, what was that? The low fire. I need to write this down. Low fi. Let's go. Okay. Okay, so last steps. And then I think I'm going to call it. I think I'm not entertaining enough tonight. It's just not working with my brain. But I think stuff like this is needed because it's important to like have pieces of content that actually resonate with you. There we go. Okay. All right, so that doesn't work. So let's throw another form of static that isn't quite dramatic. Yeah, something like that. That's kind of hard. Yeah. And then creatively, it's like, maybe we don't even, maybe it's like that, right? Ooh, let's not move. Yeah, and then maybe we just start playing around with like this. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose, but like maybe having it like cut off a bit. I don't know, something like that kind of makes it more unique. And then something like that. Maybe we throw this like over here. I don't know. I don't know, something like that. And then like every week this can get tweaked, that can get retyped. Maybe we change the colors a bit. Maybe we take that off and then that ends up like that. You know, part of me just wants to turn this like white. No, I don't want to invert it. I want to... Yeah, I don't know. I think the placement for the logo would have to be like small. Like that or something like that. Funny enough, I think this song that is playing is called, yeah, Tell Me. Everything is like around Tell Me. That's really weird. I don't know. Maybe something like this. Maybe this is kind of the... And then every week. So let's test it out, right? So let's get another cover and test it. Let's try I Hate Models because I think I Hate Models has a good one. Obviously it doesn't have the effects up on it, but that's fine. What was it? The Low Fire 2. And maybe we do something like weird. I mean, what haven't we done that's weird? But yeah, I think that kind of works though. Like as a base, right? I think that kind of, yeah, and then you could switch this on and off. Yeah, I think this is kind of cool. I think this is like a good little template. Um, yeah, so I think we finally have a template that I think would be good on social media. As part of this curation thing, and I think as it goes on, obviously I would have to type something up every single week, but for the most part, I think this is kind of cool. I think this is a vibe. Ooh. My X-Men jacket will be in next week. Let's go. But I think I'm actually pretty content with that, and I think I totally named that the wrong name, but let's drop it in here. Oh, that wasn't the right one. This one. Was it on strong curation? That way you guys can see. And I can see it, because the way that I typically do things is that I'll make it and then I drop it in Discord and then I check on my phone. Is that too many steps? Probably, but whatever. We're live. Oh wow, yeah, the textures and everything look a million times better. Wow, that's cool. Something like this is why I check stuff like that, because I couldn't even see that. Yeah, okay, so that checks that off. So but with that being said, if you want to see that, it's in the chat, or not chat, Discord. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. I know that tonight was a little off night. I don't know what's going on with me. Hopefully I'm not sick. Maybe it's just like an off day or whatever. But thank you for hanging out. If you guys are watching this on the replay, I hope you guys had a good one. And watch me be an absolute loser trying to use this stuff. But, you know, it's just, I think everybody has one of those days. Shout out to Fred Durst. But yeah, but with that being said, I have to go use the bathroom. tea is not great. Um, so I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.
help us if the papers get a hold of this.